It's time. ESPN Bet's Erin Dolan is with us here with her moves to make today, and there's one to help us avoid chasing later in the day. There's a move in Steelers-Bengals concerning Jamar Chase. What is that?
So I'm going to go Jamar Chase, anytime touchdown scorer. He's got 12 touchdowns this season, but 6 of them have actually come in the last 4 games.
Baker Mayfield, what's a move that you like today to make him even more entertaining?
So I'm looking at Mayfield over 3.5 rushing attempts. Keep in mind, kneel downs also count for this because a lot of times people think, oh, well, they'll be playing.
Talked about it earlier in the show. It's going to be snowy in Orchard Park for the Bills and the Niners. How can we take advantage of that?
All right, Josh Allen, longest rush over 12.5. It has come up from 11.5. And yes, weather is a big concern here. Expect him to have a big game. Weather obviously is the biggest factor here, but I do expect him to go over 12.5 for his longest rush.
Was there ever a prop on whether Josh Allen would get engaged during the week of the game?
There wasn't, but yes, apparently he is engaged.
Professional
athletes. So he better be engaged in the game as well.
Yep, professional athletes out there just getting down on one knee left and right. All right, we appreciate it, Josh Allen. We appreciate the content as well. EKD, thank you so much from ESPN Bet.
Hannah, sports betting analyst Erin Kate Dolan joining us for her EKD top 3, the 3 things you need to know before betting the NFL today. All right, start with that Eagles-Ravens matchup. Who's your top touchdown scorer?
Let's go with Dallas Goedert. I mean, this guy only has 1 touchdown this season, well aware of that, but I think the opportunity Goedert might be a sneaky one to have a touchdown today, so I'm going to go with him.
Okay, what's the top public play for today?
So the Houston Texans, 88% of the tickets are coming in on the Texans against a division rival yet.
That's not good. All right, last one. I need your top play today.
Okay, we're going to go Josh Allen, longest rush over 12.5 yards. Now, the weather is going to be important.
Thank you. Much more from Erin coming up on Sunday NFL Countdown at the top of the hour, Hannah.
All right, Joe, we usually don't get to do this on Sundays. Usually we typically do this on Saturdays. But coming off the holiday, of course, we're going to give you some more NFL Week 13 picks that we like for our card. So I'll let you have the first pick.
All right, let's go with Old Reliable for the people. This is a direct fade of the Carolina Panthers, who have been abysmal in the first half of this season, which is why we feel they know each other well. You could also consider the first half over here. It's 23.5. Carolina's hit that quite a bit. I think 10-1 this season. However, you do have to rely on Carolina a little bit. I'd pass on that. I think this is the best way to do it.
I'm also looking at that game. I would just lay the 6 points with the Bucs. When you talk about the Carolina Panthers defense being despite them being on the road, so I'd lay the 6 points.
Yeah, a lot of action on the Carolina game, just as the good Lord intended. Now, as we keep our way moving, can I interest you in a Geno Smith revenge spot against the New York Jets? Maybe enough time has passed that you don't necessarily want to play that angle, but we can take a look at the fact that there's a lot to like about Seattle and a lot to fade when it comes spot for the Jets. Big deal cashing in on that. The Jets, to me, are a team that just went on their bye. They enjoyed vacation. They want to go back on vacation. I see them maybe coming out and playing spunky early, but eventually they fade late. We'll take the Seahawks at pick.
I mean, we all need a vacation at this point as we come off the holiday. I'm going to lay it with the Washington Commanders. I don't want to overreact to the Tennessee Titans after they surprisingly
won. It's an interesting one because I think that's either a blowout in your favor or the long-standing trend of Cliff Kingsbury's offenses fading late in the season. That could be something we see here. But again, Will Levis 2 weeks in a row. I don't buy it. I like where you're at on that one. Number 3, speaking of the aforementioned Texans, first half wager -2.5 against Jacksonville. Second half this season, 2-10 against the spread. So let's isolate Houston when they're in a good spot. They've had a lot of success against Jacksonville, especially in Jacksonville as of late. We'll take advantage of that spot right here inside the key number of 3.
Yeah, you love Houston in the first half, except if you or me and gave it as a best bet last week and it didn't end up hitting. I was one of the 2 out of the 10-2, so that's my luck. For my third pick, we're going to go with that anytime touchdown, Jamar Chase. He has 12 on the season, but obviously the Steelers are known for their defense, but I think Jamar Chase could have a big day. I'd take him anytime touchdown.
People are sleeping on his stats. If you think Cincinnati has a little run in them late in the season here coming off the bye, offensive player of the year numbers look very good with everyone so focused on Barkley and Derrick Henry. Let's round it out with a classic side. Rams -2.5 over the Saints. Your classic buy low on the Rams, sell high on the Saints. LA has dropped 2 of 3, most notably that Sunday night game we just saw, standalone game against Philadelphia. So people have kind of checked out on that. Meanwhile, Saints football, it's the bread and butter of the Sean McVay offense. The Saints 27th in defensive rush success rate this year. I think it's a good buy low at that number. Rams roll here against the Saints.
All right, and let's round it out. My last pick's going to be Christian McCaffrey over 15.5 rush attempts. This has come up from 14.5. Now, McCaffrey to go over 15.5 rush attempts. Eventually, he's going to have one decent game.
Key to this handicap is for San Francisco to keep the game close. If they keep it close, they can run the ball against the Bills. And if they can run the ball against the Bills, you can hit that over.
I mean, they were asking for shovels to come out and stuff. I feel like they're going to have no other option. But
Erin Dolan pretty much always gets them right. She is back, our betting expert.
No pressure.
It's a lot. I'm putting all the heat on you. This post-Thanksgiving dog of the week. Who are the options?
I'm used to this. All right, Greeny, well, here's the options. As for the Carolina Panthers, they've covered 3 straight games at home. Then for Monday night, you got Jameis Winston. He's like a classic letdown spot after a big game against the Kansas City Chiefs last week. Not to mention the weather is going to make an impact in this one. I expect both offenses to be running the ball a lot, which of course will slow the game down, keep it tight. So also from a betting perspective, 2-8 against the number when laying 6 points in their last 10 games for the Bills. So I'm going to take the points with the 49ers today.
Okay, the Niners plus the 6. Erin Dolan, what do you make of the Steelers being an underdog in this game?
I mean, well, it might be surprising to bettors, which is understandable because an 8-win team versus a 4-win team. But when you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, they had the second easiest.
London would score a touchdown. He got knocked out like immediately in that game, but scored a touchdown first. And she picked Jameer Gibbs to score 2 touchdowns
More. That was
last week.
a big one.
And that was exactly right.
That.
That's Erin Dolan getting it done. We continue in a moment.